What is up, my fellow Chiebits? Hopefully all of you are having a very good day today, because today is the weekly Chiebit questions. And so, before I begin and answer what you guys have asked me, I just want to say thank you guys. I don't know, for some reason I just want to say thank you, and thank you for always supporting me and just being there for me. I do truly appreciate it. And so, with that being said, let us begin this week's Chiebit questions. Hey Chibi, hope you're having a great day. I'm having a great day, and hopefully you are as well. And Boku no Hero, aside from the possibility of one of the students being a traitor, do you think there is a possibility any of them evolve into a villain? If so, who? Okay, so I want to try to keep this as spoiler-free as possible, because I know there is a lot of anime-onlys a part of the Chiebit community, so I'm not going to try to spoil anything. Either Mineta, I'm not even joking when I say that, and also Togata. One of those two could definitely evolve into a villain. Do you want an iPod Touch with Fate Grand Order on it? Not really, to be honest. I mean, I would love Fate Grand Order, but I don't necessarily want an iPod Touch or anything like that, so, yeah. If your life was at stake and you had to drop two of these anime, which would it be? One Piece, Tokyo Ghoul, and Berserk. Choose only two. Like you said, anime, because if this is just anime only, this is easy. This is easy to choose. I would drop the Tokyo Ghoul and Berserk anime and watch One Piece, because even though One Piece has its problems, the One Piece anime overall is a lot better in terms of quality than Tokyo Ghoul and Berserk's anime. Now, if we're talking about the series in general, like drop one of these, series and drop 2 out of the 3, it's a hard one. That's... Yo, like, okay, you guys would think it'd be easy for me to just drop One Piece since I love Tokyo Ghoul and Berserk so much, but no, that ain't the case. I mean, obviously, in terms of just history-wise, I've actually been with One Piece a lot longer than Berserk and Tokyo Ghoul combined, I think, and I love One Piece. It's a really, really good manga. I don't think it is my favorite of all time, but it is a very good manga, and a very good series in general, so it would not be easy for me to drop something like that. But if I had to choose to, if I have to, then I would definitely select One Piece as one of my options. If we're talking about series in general dropping, it'd be One Piece. And then I would drop Tokyo Ghoul. I would drop Tokyo Ghoul for Berserk, because I love Berserk that much. Are you a fan of Shakugan no Shana? If so, what did you think of the 3rd season? Might be unpopular opinion, but I loved it. It was really cool and refreshing to see Yuji finally growing a spine and being a bit of a... gotta censor that. Finished watching the whole anime a few months ago, and it's become my all-time favorite anime. Okay, so I am a fan of Shakugan no Shana. I actually really love the series. I do. Now, I do know it has its own set of problems, and it's not perfect. I will admit that. When I was really getting into anime a long time ago, Shakugan no Shana was one of the actual series that stood out to me. I really loved the opening 1 to Shakugan no Shana. I had to have listened to that hundreds upon hundreds or even thousands of times when I was used to, like, play a lot of games. I remember just listening to the song on repeat constantly when I was grinding on World of Warcraft. I mean, just in terms of, like, I guess, value and what I liked out of Shakugan no Shana, it was something that stuck with me for many, many years, even after I finished, the first 2 seasons and I was waiting for Season 3 to come out. It was something that I always was reminded of. It was a really good show. I don't think it's nowhere near my top 5, top 10, or even top 20 anymore, but it still holds a special place in my heart. So yes, I am a fan of the series. Now, do I like the 3rd season? Well, I watched the 3rd season a very long time ago, I want to be honest, and I don't really remember much from it. I do know that Yuji grew a spine and all that, and the series had its conclusion, but I don't really remember much, because I only watched the 3rd season once, and compare that to the 1st and 2nd season, which I watched multiple times over while waiting for Season 3, then, yeah, it's very hazy, especially for how long it's been since I've seen Season 3, so I don't really know if I really liked it or disliked it. I mean, I would have to go back and check for myself if I did, but I do remember I was happy to at the very least have closure with the series. What would you wear for your wedding with Holo? I would wear a fancy suit. Fancy suit. Like something you would see from, Subaru from ReZero. Daddy Chibi, can you teach me to be a savage like Black Reaper? Number 1, you need to make sure you get some form of blood. Doesn't matter how you obtain this product, but get blood and then just dip your hair in it. And there you go. That's your first step of being Black Reaper. Next, you need to put on some fancy glasses, and you need to make sure you put on a red glove. And then I think you're at the first step of being, the Black Reaper. And make sure also you try to be as edgy as possible with any of the things you say. Hey Chibi, really love your content. Anyways, I really want to get into Tokyo Ghoul, and I know I should read the manga because the anime sucks. However, I heard the first season isn't so bad. My question is, if I want to start Tokyo Ghoul, is it okay for me to watch the first season of the anime and continue on with the manga? Or should I just start completely from the beginning of the manga? Okay. You know, I'm not gonna just straight up and say just read the manga because, you know, I don't like the anime. I'm gonna say it regardless. I'm just gonna say you should read the manga and start off and skip the anime. But let me give a valid reason, okay? Let me just give a reason why you shouldn't watch the anime and you should start with the manga. I know for a fact that when it comes to digesting a series, watching an anime is a lot easier. I will admit that. It's a lot easier. Like, for instance, an example, let's think of One Piece, okay? Let's say you never watched One Piece or read One Piece. I think it's much easier probably to watch the show when catching up than reading the manga. Especially when you're trying to really just, you know, get a lot of content out of the way. Catching up to One Piece, it's easier to digest when you watch it. And this can be said for many series, basically. In this case, I can see why many would prefer the option of watching the anime. Because, you know, they don't need to read, they don't need to find the chapters. They could just watch it and then read the subtitles and then carry on. And there's a lot of content in episodes, so you'll progress pretty quickly compared to, like, you know, reading a chapter. Well, the thing is, though, is that the first season of Tokyo Ghoul, it is acceptable to a degree, because it doesn't skip everything from the manga. However, the problem I have with it, which many don't really seem to factor in, anyone that actually says, even mangers say that Season 1 is kind of acceptable, they don't realize one big thing about Season 1 that makes it very bad in terms of just the introduction to Tokyo Ghoul. And that is the fact that Season 1, the way it was produced like a shonen anime. It was mainly made to look like a battle shonen. And FYI, if you know what a shonen is, it's a demographic, and, you know, it's like One Piece, Naruto, Bleach, and stuff that focuses on action and fighting. But that's not what Tokyo Ghoul is about. It's not about the action, it's not about the fighting, it's about the trauma of Kaneki Ken, what he went through, and how the world is changing, how the world is broken, and it's basically just a series about, you know, seeing the characters develop and talking with each other. It's not mainly about, like, you know, fighting and stuff. I mean, there is some good action. There's some really good action in the series. Don't get me wrong, I like it when it pops up, but even then, though, that's not the main point of the series, and so I feel like when it comes to presenting newcomers to the series, the anime does a very bad first impression, because if you expect it to be a battle shonen-like series, it's not gonna be that. Now, also, there is some little minor details cut out from Season 1 that just overall doesn't make the impact of certain scenes better than it was in the manga. So, personally, in my opinion, don't watch the anime. Now, I do recommend you to get the soundtrack, though. At the very least, listen to the opening song and the ending song, get the soundtrack for both seasons, and then listen to it while you read the manga, because that is probably the best thing that the anime did, was make a very good soundtrack. In the live reaction video for Re-143, was that an Eto shirt you were wearing? Yeah, I think it was. You're talking about the Tensai shirt I had? Yeah, I do actually have an Eto shirt. What even is this picture, Dappy? Like, you know, I only took this picture because I need to question you. What is this? What am I even looking at? It's got 6 likes. Why does your picture have 6 likes? It's a chair with ReZero characters, but you still, I don't understand. So, please, answer the question, Dappy. What is this? Oh yeah, and also, keep up the glorious retweets on Twitter. Just FYI. Yeah, keep them up. You're doing good. You're doing God's work. Do you like my tattoo? I got it due to the censored of Hisoka, best clown ever. Okay, so I think I've stated a while back in a previous Chibit questions, and if I haven't, then I guess this is going to be your first time hearing it, but I think I stated a while back that someone asked me, Chibi, would you ever get tattoos, and what would you get? I remember, I think, answering that I'm not a big fan of tattoos. I personally don't want to get tattoos. However, as I said when I did answer the question, I do think tattoos are very beautiful and fascinating. I'm not one that wants to get them on my body, but I do like how beautiful they can look. And in this case, I will say that that is a very nice looking tattoo. I would say, if I were you, if you're going to do something like this, if you're wanting to do that just for Hisoka, you got the spider tattoo because of Hisoka, I would recommend you do more Hunter x Hunter themed stuff. Maybe get, like, the logo or something, like the Hunter card logo, like their language or stuff. I mean, just something like that, giving little suggestions, but I do really like the way it looks. It looks like the ink came in properly. It doesn't look like whoever did it did a very poor job, so I will say, yeah, it looks very good. I mean, I feel like the, you know, the back end where the skull is, it's a little bit more funnel shape than the, you know, circle shape, but overall, it looks very good. So I'm not going to criticize it at all. It looks decent. What's your favorite meme? Who's Ren? What is the longest period of time you have stayed up for? Probably 3 days. And the reason for it, I think I was around like 8 or 9 years old. I remember I was off for vacation or whatever from school. My brother was and my sister was. And I remember that, you know, my brother's like, hey, you know, we should go play Diablo 2. And so he had multiple computers set up. He was a computer whiz. He built computers all the time. Well, basically, we went into his room and we loaded up Diablo 2. We joined the same, you know, group and all that, or the same lobby. And then we started playing. We started from level 1 and worked our way to the end of the game, Act 5 with, you know, Bell, Lord of Destruction. I remember we stayed up for 3 days doing that. Like, 3 days and all that, 3 days, 3 nights, and just beating the game. And I remember we got, like, on Nightmare or whatever, the time we actually stopped in 3 days. It was crazy. It was quite the fun time. I think it was one of my favorite times in, you know, when I was younger, just getting to sit down and play with my brother and sister and play Diablo with them. So, yeah, I would say that was the longest time I stayed up for. Do you watch Toonami? By the way, I've been watching you since the Death Parade videos. Keep up the great work, and thank you so much. Can you believe Death Parade's been out for a very long time? That's crazy. It's... Man, years just fly on by. Do I watch Toonami? Not anymore. I used to watch Toonami quite a bit, but I don't have cable. I don't have TV or cable. I watch all my stuff through, like, streaming services. So, yeah, I don't watch Toonami. Sadly. Thoughts of Pokemon Ultra Sun/Moon so far? Wait a minute, is it already out? Like... Nah, I would have already heard about something like that if it was already out. But, what's my thoughts on it? Well, I'm looking forward to playing it. As I said, I really love Pokemon Moon. When I beat it, I 100%ed it. I 100%ed Pokemon Moon. I got every Pokemon, completed the Pokédex, I went into the battle tree. I haven't got far into that, but I basically 100%ed everything I needed to do. Got every evolution, got all the items, just... I did everything I needed to do, and so basically, 100%. I had a lot of fun with it. It was actually really nice to be able to 100% a Pokemon game again, since the last one I really played was, you know, Diamond and Pearl, and I'm pretty excited for Ultra Sun and Moon, because I have heard that the story is going to continue past Sun and Moon, and so it's like going to be equivalent to Black and White, you know, 1 and 2, so I'm actually looking forward to seeing how Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon is, since the story is going to be a little bit different. Would you rather have sex with Holo as a futa, or have sex with Dwayne The Rock Johnson, but as a transgender? Look, okay, I don't think me having sex with a rock would be very fun, okay, even if I was a transgender, so I'm just gonna say right now, since I love Holo, and I'm looking at the lesser of two evils here, I'd rather have sex with Holo even though she's a futa. How long does it take you to watch, record, edit, then post reviews on average? Okay, so right now it's currently 3 o'clock, like around 3:30 of me recording this right now, and let's see, the video has been going on for 17 minutes, so basically, it was like around like 3:10 when I started recording, and time I'll probably get done with this video will be another 15 minutes from now, or so 10, 15 minutes, maybe 20, we'll see how long it goes, but to record a video, usually it's not that long, depending on the content I'm doing. For instance, these Shiba questions could take a little bit, because they usually can average between 20 to 40 minutes long, or even longer than that, but I just have to cut down a lot of mistakes or, you know, stuff out of it. So basically, the recording process of videos, again, of a normal video, doesn't take that long. It really doesn't. Recording process is usually easy. I make a couple mistakes here and there, but overall, I can usually do it in one take. Now, when it comes to watching, typical 20 minutes watching a show or something, sometimes longer than that after watching it, because I do watch it multiple times, which could take up to an hour, and if it's not me watching it multiple times, usually I'm pausing it multiple times and rewatching a certain scene to get the full understanding of what's going on. So, if we talk about just watching an episode in general, it can average between 20 minutes to 40 minutes to an hour. It just varies on the episode. Recording varies as well, depending on how long it is. Give or take, usually that's a pretty quick process. Editing is the long process, because I gotta go through the video, I gotta watch the entire video, cut out any mistakes, and sometimes mistakes still slip through, but I mean, I try to edit out any mistakes possible, and then the rendering process happens, which is the real long part about this. A 10-minute video can take about an hour to render for me, because I'm rendering it for 60 frames per second at, 720p. So it takes like an hour for a 10-minute video to render. Now factor this in for something like this video, it can take about 2.5, 3 hours to render this video. And that's not even factoring in crashes to the computer. And unless I even get into the ballpark, which is Tokyo Ghoul, which can average easily over 30 minutes to an hour long. That one I did, earlier this week about Kaneki Ken and all that, that was an hour long. That took 4 hours. 4 hours to render. No joke. So, just to put it in perspective, it could take, equivalent, depending on the videos and depending on how the process goes, it could take in between 2 hours to probably about 5 hours, maybe 6, to get a video up. And that's just for one video. Would you use this for a meme? Call an earthquake to break all the pots. Break all the pots. Heavy breathing. I don't even know what I would use this meme for. Who designed this meme? What? How do you rate my pickup? I say your pickup is quality, 10 out of 10. I see Tokyo Ghoul, Tokyo Ghoul, I see Terraformers, I see One Punch Man. Overall, you got great taste. You got great taste in seinen, so good man. You hype for March comes in like a lion season 2? Oh, yes, I am. I really loved season 1. I really loved that series. I was sad to see it go when it went on break, and I can't wait for it to finally come back later this week. How do you determine what is important and what isn't in the world? Is it impactful on people's lives? Does more importance equal more value? Normally, people have morals. Everybody has morals in some ways, unless you don't have, a moral compass. But most of the time, people have morals. And in this case, when they're looking at things of what's important, people always factor in their loved ones. That's the #1 thing that pops up what's important to people. Their loved ones, their family, their friends. And so that's what's probably the most important to people. What people will say is that family and friends are more important than anything else in the world. For instance, family and friends can't be replaced, while material objects can. That's what people will say. Okay, that's what the common thing people say in terms of what is important and what isn't. Now, here's the thing, though. A lot of things depend on personal value, and that's my honest opinion here. I feel like many things come down to the personal value of how someone cherishes it. Let's talk for an example of, let's talk about my YouTube channel, okay? The YouTube channel I have right now, Chibi Reviews. To me, it has a lot of personal value to me. It's not something that I would ever really want to ever give up. It's probably one of the most powerful and most valuable things I think I have, because it's not just the fact that I'm able to make videos and make a living off of it. It's the fact that it has changed my life a lot. It has changed my life completely. And because of that, it's something that holds so much value to me, I probably could not give it up with relative ease. But other people that have other things, they'll probably look at my YouTube thing as something you could easily give up and just carry on with. And so it comes down to personal value of different things and how you view things, your own moral compass, so to say. And so personally, I don't think you could really ever determine what truly has value, how high of a value something has, because you have sentimental value, personal value, so I don't think you could ever really factor in how important something is by just, a general consensus. Everybody has their own viewpoint on something. I'm late because of school, but have you played Cuphead? I have not played Cuphead, sadly. I've been wanting to play it, but I've been a little bit addicted to Fortnite recently, so I haven't really gotten around to playing Cuphead. I have heard, though, that is the Dark Souls of platformers. Yes, I know that's a meme going on. 20th Century Boys or Monster? Well, granted, I haven't actually read 20th Century Boys, but I really love Monster, and I really doubt it'd be easy to defeat something like Monster, so I'm just gonna go with Monster. What's the most underrated manga you've read that we should try out? Let me figure out the title of this series I'm reading. Give me just a second. There's this one series. Okay, Nozoki On. Nozoki On. That's what I think you guys... That's an underrated series I'm currently reading. I don't know how underrated it is, but let's just say it's not a series for people under the age of 18. It's a very mature and sexually charged series. That's all I'm gonna say. So I would say Nozoki On. I really like what I've, been reading. I'm around in the 50s right now of the series. There's like over 100 chapters if I'm correct. It's really enjoyable. In your video, you said you enjoy SAO. If that's true, what's the main reason you specifically don't fully enjoy it? The writing at times can get very messy. Or in this case, when the writer adds in new female characters just to add it to Kirito's harem. That's one of my biggest issues with the series. Besides that, I really love the latest arc. Like, the latest arc has been absolutely amazing. And so, if there's only one thing that really I just don't like about it, it's just how a lot of characters are added and they're not relatively important for the grand scheme of things. You have to live as a background character inside an anime for the rest of your life. Which show do you choose? You know what? Spice and Wolf. I would love to be a background character in Spice and Wolf. Which ones would you choose? For me, it would be Squirtle, Cyndaquil, or Chikorita, Trico, Chimchar, Oshawott, or however you pronounce that, Chespin, and Rowlet. Okay, from each gen, which starter would you pick? Okay, so I'd pick, from Gen 1, Charmander, Gen 2, Chikorita, Gen 3, Torchic, Gen 4, I'll pick Chimchar, Gen 5, I'll pick Snivy, Shivy, I can't pronounce his name. 6th gen, I didn't actually play, but I think I would get Fennekin. And then the 7th gen, is that the 7th? Yeah, it's the 7th. The 7th gen, I will have Popplio. That's my decision. So there's my 7 starters I would pick. Who does the look better, Ryder or Sakura? I gotta say my girl Sakura. Oof, she fine. She got them thick assets. Are you gonna watch Hoseki no Kuni? Yes, I'm gonna watch it. I just haven't had the time to it because yesterday I was working with my dad and all that, so I just didn't have time. Today, I have a little bit more time. I might sneak it in later today, but yes, I'm going to watch it. Don't worry, I've heard a lot of good things about it. How do you like my Halloween Suzuya? It's really nice. Better than whatever I can ever do. I mean, I really do like the style of Trick or Treat on his scythe, though. That's nice. I'd like to see a colored version of this. Give me a colored version. I would love to see a colored version of this if you can do that. Chibi, do you hope tomorrow the announcement will be TG Part 3 or a prequel with Kaneki's parents explaining what happened to him? Yeah, you just reminded me of that. Tomorrow will be an announcement for Tokyo Ghoul, and we don't know necessarily what it is. I mean, if we go by what we already know, last week there was an announcement for the anime. Ishida himself went onto Twitter and announced the anime, you know, for Season 3 of Tokyo Ghoul coming out. Now, if I had to speculate anything, since we have an announcement this week, and we already had that last week, and it was an official announcement, either this upcoming announcement is going to reveal the anime studio working on Tokyo Ghoul, or it's going to focus on the manga. And what the announcement could be is that it's going to say Tokyo Ghoul Re is ending, and then Part 3 is going to be coming. Or, like you said, it could actually be a prequel to dive into what happened before, you know, Part 1 of Tokyo Ghoul. So, it's definitely one of those two things. I believe it's not going to be anything, like, big with the anime, like the same thing we already heard. It's just going to be an anime announcement, or it's going to be, like, you know, letting us know that the manga is coming to an end. What do you think of this? Edgy. Will you be playing Dragon Ball FighterZ when it comes out? Oh, yes. I actually, watched the trailer of Super Saiyan God Goku versus Super Saiyan God Vegeta, and you got to see this, like, little 6-minute fight on it. I think Game Informers did it, but basically, there's a 6-minute video that came out recently, like 6 days or so ago, and it was very hype. I'm just gonna say the final, like, moments of that video, the trailer that came out, Majin Buu came out, like, freaking clutch and won and beat Son Gohan. I was like, yo, like, that is insane. That was insane just seeing the way that fight was done. So, yes, I'm definitely gonna be playing, you know, Dragon Ball FighterZ because it looks really good. I cannot wait to play it. What is your favorite hentai? If we're not counting Giantess stuff, okay, I'll say, one that just sticks with me is Yupel-sama. Is Holo trash? Asking for a friend. No, Holo is not trash, but you need to ask your friend this. Why is he so trash? What's your real full name? My full real name is Jacob William Siebers. That's my full real name. Have you ever studied or tried to study Japanese seriously? Yes, I have, actually. I have a couple of workbooks for Japanese sitting around somewhere where I tried to really learn it a couple of years back, and just I fell off it because I realized I wasn't getting any better at it. Don't lie to me, you probably got a fetish for Kaneki now since he's a dragon and he's massive with your giant fish. No, you're incorrect. Look, I'm not into giant dudes. I'm not. That's just, I'm sorry. Now, giant women, that's another thing, okay? Tall women, all that, that's another thing. But not dudes, I'm sorry. I get nothing from it. And so with that, I want to be ending this video here. You guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for constantly supporting me and watching out for me and helping me out. It does mean a lot. And also, if you like this video, please leave a like. And if you like my content, please subscribe. And also, just as a brief FYI, apparently people haven't been getting notifications for my videos. So to kind of fix that, if you haven't been getting notifications, next to the subscribe button, there's like a little bell icon. Make sure to click that as well. For some reason, YouTube has it to where you need to double subscribe now. So if you haven't clicked the bell icon on my channel, please click it if you want to get all my videos when they are uploaded. And on top of that, though, if you want to support me if I could focus on YouTube, please go in the description and support me on Patreon. It does help me out quite a bit. So I love you guys. You have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.